What's good, everyone? What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Okay, anyways, what's good, everyone? What is good? Welcome back to the channel with yours truly, of course, Machiavelli. Hope you all are having a great day today. So today we're back with another speed build, and today's gonna be a very fun one. The continuation of the last build will be up later this week. I just have to finish something for that build, so I can't post it yet. So for now, we're gonna do this one. So I did this one actually last night. I don't know, I was just, oops, sorry, I just realized I left food out, which is not good. But anyways, what I was trying to say was, I did this last night. I don't know, I was playing with this pack just for fun, you know, in my current household, and I don't know why, I just love the jungle theme, and then I always thought of like tree houses. It's like, you know what, I've always wanted to build a treehouse in The Sims 4. I just never completed one. I've always started one, but I've never actually completed it. So if you know what, I'm gonna go for it, and I'm just gonna build a treehouse, or in my sense, what a treehouse in the jungle would kind of look like, you know? I had so much fun building this. This has to be one of the most unique builds I've ever built in my entire building career. I just had so much fun, like, making it, in a sense, like architecture wise. I had so much fun building it. I honestly never knew how I was gonna do it. Like, I just started putting walls together. I don't know, I wanted to add that little bit of curve appeal to it. I didn't just want to be like a bunch of squares, you know. And I also wanted it to be like separate rooms, because whenever I think of, for example, a treehouse per se, I always think of because you can't really have it like a house, you know. I always thought like it'd be like separate rooms, and then you just have like it all connected from the outside. So like if you ever think of a Japanese style house, you know, where there's actually no like room to room, it's mostly everything's connected from the outside, all the doors are on the outside. That's how I thought I designed this house, or should I say this tree house, and it's definitely livable. Even though it's on vacation lot, it's still residential. So if you want to go download it, it's on the gallery ready for you guys. So if you guys already seen this, if you guys already have me on the gallery, you guys already have seen this. I already uploaded it for you guys, so go check it out if you want to. It ended up having 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and another space up at the top where you can actually make like a dance party or whatever. It's really cool. I actually really like the way this build came out. Like I said, it's one of my most unique builds out of all the builds that I've done, and I actually truly love it. Like, I really do, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. So of course, if you guys do like it, go download it for yourself. CC wise, I made 2 versions. I made a version with no CC, and I made a version with CC. The version without CC, without CC is done. That took me so long. Actually, no, I did the same night, but it took me a while to do. This whole build altogether took me around 3.5 hours. Yes, guys, 3.5 hours. Like 1.5 hours to build it, and then another 2 hours to furnish it. It was crazy. My bum was so sore after I made this build. It was insane. That's why I don't like doing big projects, because I just don't have the time. But since I was on reading week, I had the time to sit down and build something for you guys. I was like, you know what, let me do something fun and adventurous, you know, something cool. So that's what I decided to do. So I hope you guys did enjoy it. But anyways, guys, I also want to say a quick thank you to all the support y'all have been giving me, all the sweet comments. I always say thank you, but you guys don't understand how much I love y'all, and how much I thank y'all for like supporting me and laughing with me and making fun of me. Oh, I say yeah, thank you for making fun of me, Malik Logic. But you know, thank you for like laughing with me, you know, just for making me feel better. I've been having a few rough days lately, and that's why I've been posting that much. You know, I've told you guys back in the past that sometimes I just need to be alone. Sometimes I just don't feel like uploading. Sometimes I just want to be to myself, you know. And even though I love you guys, and even though I want to upload for you guys, sometimes I just need to take a step back from uploading and just focus on myself, you know. Just, I want to be locked in a room and watch sad movies. That's what I'm gonna do. So that's what happened to me this weekend, and thank you all so much for I know none of you guys didn't even notice that, because I still kind of like uploaded it. Like, I took a break for like 2 days. I uploaded it something, so you guys didn't really notice, but I was having a little hard time, and you guys' comments really helped me out, so I can't even thank you guys so much for that. Just the support you guys have been giving me is crazy. I told you guys this so many times, but I can't thank you guys enough so much. So I just want to thank you guys so much for that. But today, guys, for this commentary, as you can tell, I'm going to continue that beautiful story. You guys have been asking me for it. I'm glad you guys are liking it. I've always wanted to tell you guys this, because, you know, I had a lot of fun making this story, and I thought it'd be really cool for you, like, to share with you guys, and I'm so glad you guys are liking it. So let's just get straight back into it. So pretty much in the last part that I'm gonna check how long this build is gonna be. Okay. So pretty much in the last part, what happened was, so we went through generation number 1, which was Skylar. We went to generation number 2, which was Sophie. And then we just finished generation number 3, which was Zoli. And then we're at generation number 4, which is Christella. We're at the part where Christella, what happened was, we'll go back a little bit. Zoli, what happened was, if you go back to episode, or if you go back to like my first time you talking about generation number 1, where I told you guys that, what's it called again? Skylar ended up killing her in-laws because they treated her so poorly, and then at that time her husband had a boothang, and so when Skylar divorced her husband, they ended up getting together and they had a few kids, and then their legacy was pretty much getting revenge on Skylar's legacy, so the Phillips legacy. So they kind of, that was their plot. And so fast forwarding now to Christella, they got the revenge on Zoli, sadly. So Zoli ended up going to jail for no reason, just because of her ancestors' beef between them. And so Christella got pissed off because, you know, her mom didn't deserve it, and no matter how much time she tried, the lawyers never like worked for her. The system was so corrupted, so she had all this anger and all this rage. Hold up, I need like my throat. Hold up. The thirst. Yeah, she had all this anger and all this rage, and so she wanted, you know, to be on top. She wanted to show people that, you know, she wanted the money. Not the money, but she wanted just to get revenge, you know, to get back on her family, because they ended up taking all the money back, and so they're kind of broke at the time. So she needed money. She needed, you know, she needed a name to say. You know, she needs something to go on. She wanted to, like, you know, not be royal, but, you know, like I don't know, she wanted revenge in the sense that she wanted power over the people. She wanted them to beg on their knees for her, you know? She was so enraged, and so she kind of plotted to get revenge. And so what she did was, on the day that she became a young adult, she cut her hair off, she dyed it blonde, she switched her name up, and she ended up, you know, searching out for rich men that she could marry. But the thing was, she became, like, you could quote-unquote say a black widow. She would marry them, be with them for a couple of years, and then kill them just so she could have their inheritance. Of course, she planned all this out, her first victim and everything. And so what happened with her first victim was they met up at a gym, and then they got married. Like, they dated for a little bit, but then they got married right away. You know, she kind of made him his world, made him her world, just, you know, it's her first show. When they got together real quick, and they quote-unquote, he fell in love with her very quickly, and everything was going well, but then it all started falling apart. So this is where it gets tricky. If you guys don't, I know if you guys don't know about this, but Christella is actually bisexual. Yes, she is bisexual. She was my first ever bisexual sim, and I love her. I don't know, I love Christella. She's one of my she's my second or third favorite character. So she's bisexual. So pretty much growing up, she's actually always dated women. I'm pretty sure you guys remember back in generation number 3 with Zoli. Zoli had 3 friends named Rain, and starts with an S. I think it was Chantel, something like that. What happened was, actually, Rain's daughter and Zoli's daughter and Christella ended up dating throughout high school. Then they broke up. Then she ended up dating a guy for about like a few months, and then she broke up and then started dating her daughter again, and they dated again. Then they broke up because she wanted revenge, and she, you know, she couldn't get revenge knowing that, what's it called again, she couldn't get revenge knowing that she's gonna be cheating on that girl. She cared about her, but she knew revenge. She wanted revenge more, so she ended up breaking up with Rain's daughter. So yeah, she's always been bisexual, but more on the lesbian side in a sense, you know. She always loved women, mainly because, I don't know, she just, that's what she was, you know. And Christelle and Zoli respected that. She understood that. She was shocked before, of course she was shocked when she first found out, but she understood that. She supported her, even though there was some downs and ups with Tina, they stuck out as a family and supported each other. So anyways, moving on from that, she's always, like I said, she's always loved women. And so what happened was, at that time, as I told you guys, she married a rich dude, and so she had a maid. And then the maid ended up becoming a live-in maid because, you know, the guy was planning for her to get kids, and they wanted, you know, to have a proper house, so they hired in-house maid. And so what happened was, Christella fell in love with the in-house maid. Like, she learned, like, she really ooh, let me turn down this volume. Like, she fell in love with the girl, you know? They had this little affair behind his back. It was like their thing. And so when the time came to kill her husband, she set up a trap, you know, she had up the trap, which was what's it called again? The cow? What's it called again? The something cow? You know what I'm talking about? Like the cow that eats people? One of that stuff. So she set up a trap for him, which was the cow. But stupidly, I have no clue what the hell happened, was the girl actually ended up getting, like, falling for the cow plant, and then she ended up dying. And so that kind of broke her, you know? The girl that she kind of had affection for died, and so it kind of hurt her really bad. And then she realized she realized the mistake she has done in that sense. She's like, wow, what am I doing? This is not me. Like, she was just so upset with herself because she killed somebody, you know, someone that she cared about, and then she just realized that she was about to kill a harmless guy over like nothing that it's not even that person's fault. And so she kind of had a epiphany, you can kind of say, until she realized that she made a big mistake, and that she's kind of like, no one till this day knows that she actually killed, you know, her boo thing. But so she kind of felt bad about it. So she ended up, she ended up running away, not running away, but she ended up getting a divorce from him. And actually the divorce was actually pretty good. She actually got a lot of money from that. But what she did with that money was actually pretty good. She actually ended up opening a business, because when she was pretty much after the death and the divorce, she got into a really deep depression. So she ended up opening up a business, an art business actually, where she sold her pieces, just, you know, a way to get her emotions out. So that's what she wanted to do. She needed some way, you know, to release her anxiety. And then she also lived with her uncle Cliff for a little bit. Y'all remember Cliff? And she also lived with him for a little bit, and that's where we got to meet the twins, that they had twins and all that. So anyways, she started living with them, and then one day everything was going well for her, so she decided to go to the bar, you know, celebrate. And then she ended up meeting a guy named Colton. Like I said, she's bi, so she does not like guys. Like, she doesn't not like them. She likes them. She likes them both, you know? So she's bi. And so she ended up meeting a guy named Colton, and then, you know, this is the first time she ever felt such an emotional connection between the two, in a sense. She's never really felt that way with a guy before. And so they started dating for a long time. Like, once they loved me a long time. I never actually have my weddings. Like, I only actually have to make them have weddings if I'm actually sure they're gonna be together for a while. But so they dated for a long time, and then in that time they actually ended up having a kid together, and then she got pregnant again. So they ended up having one kid at the start of the relationship, not start, but, you know, in the middle of the relationship, before they got married, which his name was Elijah. And then they ended up getting married while she was pregnant with her second child, who was Kea, who's actually the fifth heir. So anyways, we'll go on to her story in a second. Oh god, it's gonna get, guys, I'm warning you right now, the next generation is gonna be so messed up. You're not even gonna wanna, it's bad. But we're gonna talk about it in the next part. So continuing on with this one, so she ended up having Kea, and then she ended up getting married to her husband, and then she had 2 more kids with him, Chloe. No, she had 1 more kid with him, my bad, Chloe. And so they kind of lived together, you know, it was all good. They moved in. Zoe got out of jail. Everything was great between them. Jolie out of jail. They kind of lived in that perfect, happy family type of sense, you know. Everything was going well. Zoe lived with them. Everyone was together. They always had family dinners, you know. Everything was going good until, I don't know, Crystal started, like, drifting apart from Colton, in a sense, you know. Colton was being very clingy, you know. Whatever she would wear, she's like, no, you can't wear that. Like, he would always put his opinion based. She would never be free to do where she wanted. Like, even her paintings, she had to stop doing some paintings because he never approved of them, you know. He started being very draining on the relationship, and so she started, like, breaking away from him. And they realized there was a shift in the relationship. It started getting really bad. They started arguing all the time. The kids started to hear it, and so she realized that she needs to go and fix her problems with herself, because she realized that being in that relationship, she lost herself in that sense. She lost who she was. And so she kind of left Colton with the kids, you know. She kind of, not ran away, but she kind of left. She moved out the house just, you know, so she can get a breather, so she can fix her head, because she doesn't want to be in that relationship, in that environment, because it could affect the kids, you know. So she decided to take herself away from it. and moved away, and she kind of trusted Colton at that time, and Zoli was still alive, thank God, and so the kids were safe at that time, and so she moved away. And then Zoli ended up dying, sadly, a few days later. It was terrible. Zoli ended up dying, and so she came back for the funeral. She was totally crushed, you know, and so she realized that she needed some type of emotional release. You know, she needed someone to talk to. She never really had that much friends at the time, so she ended up hiring a counselor that would come to her house and, you know, talk about some stuff. And that's what she did. She never talked to Colton for a while after that, because she just couldn't take the back and forth between them two, you know, between them. But yeah, she ended up talking to the counselor. She got to know the counselor, you know. They started getting... She started, like... See, when she met Colton, it was more of like, wow, I've never been so attracted to a guy. Like, what? But when she met the counselor, it was more, wow, I never was so, like, connected, you know. They shared some stuff that she never even shared with Colton before. She even talked about her past of, like, you know, wanting to do bad things to people and being a quote-unquote Black Widow. She never opened up to anybody about that, but she was able to open up to this guy about it, and she really formed another connection. And then, of course, you all know what happened next. And I'll talk to you guys about that in the next one. So anyways, guys, I think we're coming to the end of this build, so I hope you guys are enjoying the story. There is so much more to go, guys. It's about to get so screwed up, but y'all gonna love it, I hope. So anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys. As always, have a great Monday. I know Mondays suck, but we'll make it through it. Fighting, guys. I'm out, guys. Deuces. Peace. Bye. Laters.